Well, day 6 is charity quilts here, and if you were here around last year, you know how I feel about charity quilts. I love them. It's great. It's a great way to work through your stash, and it's actually how I really kind of kickstarted into quilting. So I kind of mentioned it yesterday. When I was a senior in high school, we have to do a senior project, and a couple of my other ideas didn't pan out. They're all photography related because I was like, I'm not gonna make quilts. Everybody makes quilts. And so I became everybody and I made quilts. And so I made quilts and donated them to Shriners Children's Hospital. And that's kind of where it kind of kickstarted. That was 2006. And then I kind of went in and out of it a little bit. I made a couple of quilts for random people that were like my coworkers or my dance class friends, or just a couple people I knew that was like, I feel like sewing for you, even though like I barely know you. And so I made a couple t-shirt quilts, and then I really just kind of picked it back up. And I would always kind of do quilts for various things. Like I would make music quilts for my high school. I was a band kid in high school, and so every year they do a crab feed, and so I would make a quilt to donate to the crab feed for their silent auction. And then we also had a music camp where we do the same thing. They would raffle them off each week, and from there I kind of just wanted different things to do, and it gives me a good reason to try new things and work through my stash. And my biggest project was all last year. I did the 3-yard quilts, and that kind of kick-started into a process that I can't give up just yet. So as I mentioned last year, there is a local at our shop that started a charity called Christmas Quilts for Recovery. Roxy and her husband Ernie, they collect these quilts all through the year, and then on Christmas Eve they donate them to Shriners Children's Hospital and the burn unit here in town. And they get a brand new quilt and matching pillowcase on Christmas Eve, which if you are spending Christmas in the hospital, a brand new quilt and a pillowcase is like the best kind of hug that you can get. It doesn't have to be a Christmas quilt. It's just something bright and happy and new, and kind of gives you that warm fuzzy feeling that you've been missing because you're in the hospital. And so that is what I'm continuing to do with my 3-yard quilts. I actually don't have any on me right now because I just donated a big giant bag of them, but as I'm talking I'll put it in some other ones that I did all last year. So I think the 3-yard quilts are great because they're fast, they're very straightforward, there's no fussy little piecing. I love an Elizabeth Hartman pattern, but if I want to get a good size and a good quality of quilt, these 3-yard quilts are next level. They are great size, like I said. They're usually about 45 to 48 by almost 60. So if you're a teen, a tween, a kid, even myself being 5'11", they usually come up to here on me. So they're always a good, nice little lap size that anyone can make use of, and anyone can use a charity quilt. So I've been finding things in my stash that are kid related, some that are kind of more neutral adult related, all sorts of things. So keep in mind, when you make quilts for charity, it's not just little bitty babies and kids that need them. It's older adults, older teens, older tweens, ones that aren't gonna want the pink rainbows and the butterflies, ones that are gonna want like the neutral colors and all that sort of stuff. So that's what I've been kind of trying to work in on myself. And so with that, I'm gonna sew a 3-yard quilt today.